Hey guys, today I'm going to be making fried eggs, and in this video I'm going to be making them in such a way that they are going to be almost deep fried. I don't think you could technically call it deep fried, but almost. They're going to be fried pretty well. There may be some slight liquid in the yolk, but yeah. And here we're using 100% pure avocado oil that we picked up at Costco. So here we are, we're heating up the oil in the pan. I already heated the pan before adding oil. Now I'm letting the oil itself heat up. Now this is key to having the eggs not stick really easily. So I let it sit for a while, cut away, and came back, and now our pan is, and the oil is really hot. So we're gonna crack our first egg in here, right? So we're gonna drop this egg in here, and you may like to fry your eggs differently than this, but this is how I do it. Now there's a lot of oil splattering. You gotta kind of watch out for that. But yeah, I'm moving the pan around like this so that it kind of pushes the egg without breaking it and without it sticking to the pan. And if you can do this, if you heat it up enough ahead of time, you're going to be able to do this, and you're going to do it without it sticking to the bottom of the pan, which is nice. So I've got it to the point where I can just kind of roll it back and forth, shake it back and forth like this, and it just does not stick. And I'm going to get the bottom nice and crispy before I end up flipping that over the first time. So we're just going to keep cooking that and making sure it doesn't stick for now. It'll get easier later, and we're going to try flipping it over just to check. You know, once one side is not once the side on top isn't too liquidy, we'll flip it over. And you see it's nice golden brown on top. We're going to cook it a little more than that, and see, the one thing you want to watch out for is the edges. And the edges obviously are cooking a little bit more than the center. So you don't want them burnt. So once they get burnt, then you really can't cook it anymore. So I'm flipping it over. I think it's actually cooked enough. So I'm going to leave it this way with the second side down. I'm just going to let it cook that way. Sometimes I move it back and forth. Sometimes I like to, and that's it for this egg. But yeah, sometimes I like to just keep it in a pool with the pan tilted there and let it just kind of boil in there. But anyways, nice and golden brown, not too overcooked. It's not like burnt or anything, but it's definitely almost getting towards deep fried. I wouldn't call this deep fried though. So anyways, here we go, doing our second egg, and I actually had to use the spatula there to detach it from one part, but for the most part I don't need the spatula for anything except to either flip it or to take it out of the pan. This is egg number 2. We're doing 2 eggs today. This one's going to be a slightly different, but kind of the same idea, right? So I'm actually using a wooden spatula rather than a metal spatula, so it's a little thicker and it's harder to slide under the egg, which makes it, if I do use the wooden spatula, it's going to be really easy for it to break the egg or to cause it to stick or to mess it up one way or another, right? So I'm going to be kind of careful with it, and I'm mostly relying on the oil in the pan to keep it from sticking to the pan and making sure there's plenty of space to kind of fit that spatula underneath there. So for whatever reason, I'm using a wooden spatula. Now, if you like watching things like this, and or anything food related, if you like food, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss out on our other videos. We're doing all sorts of other things. I've made some crazy experimental sushi abominations. I'm making some spicy food. I cook a lot of things at home. I review food products, and we eat outside at restaurants too. So if you want to see that kind of stuff, make sure basically anything food related, if you want to see that kind of content, make sure you're subscribed, and also hit the bell icon while you're at it. If you like to fry your eggs differently, leave a comment down below letting me know how you like to fry your eggs. But that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.